Hi guys, hello. How are you all today? Welcome. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you being here very much. Please like and subscribe and comment. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, oh gosh, I just got back from going to my little corner store called DK. And I was talking to the girl that works there. Her name is Desiree. And she was telling me how she is changing up Christmas for her family, for her kids. She said, I already talked to my kids, and I explained to them Christmas is about us being together, having a good meal, and a few gifts. No more of tons of gifts anymore. She said, I talked to them. She said they were 12, 10, and 5. And she said, I made them understand that no, this is not what Christmas is supposed to be about. It's not about, more. And like she said they have all that they need. They have their electronics. They have their stuff. They have things. And she said, and we explained to them that no, we're going to start making Christmas about us being together, loving each other, having a simple but good meal, and just being together. And I said, yeah, a lot of people are struggling. She said, oh my God, everybody I know is struggling financially. And she was telling me how last year, when they went looking for a Christmas tree, a real one, she said, we couldn't find anything that was decent under $100. And she goes, we're just not doing that anymore. We're just not going to throw money away anymore. Which I understand. There was a time in my life when I swore I would never have a fake tree. I was like, oh, you'll never see me buy a fake tree. Well, I did buy one. Oh gosh, years ago. And I was always happy with it. It made no difference whatsoever to me. I was like, no, it still looks beautiful. It looks real. It looks beautiful with everything on it, what have you. But I haven't pulled that big tree out in a few years. It's just so much work. A lot of work to put that tree up and decorate it with, oh God, so many ornaments of all kinds, and it got to where it was just too painful. And I was explaining that to her, and she said, oh, I'm going to be just like you. When my kids leave, it's going to hurt too much to put all that stuff up, all the memories from when they were young. And I said, yeah, I looked at the ornaments, and that one year, the last year that I did put the big tree up, I looked at all those ornaments that brought back a ton of emotions and memories, and I remember crying as I put up the ornaments. All I could think of was my kids when they were younger, and it hurt. And that was the year that I said, nope, can't do it anymore. So now I have a little tree. It's probably about 3 feet high, and I just put it on top of a little table. And I decorate that with new ornaments that I got, just little ones to go on the little tree. And that works for me. It works for me. I look at it, you all might think very differently, like, oh no, my God, no, I want those memories up there. Everybody's different. And for me, it was causing too many painful memories. And so now when I look at my little Christmas tree, it's got new ornaments that have no attachment to anything, just me going to buy them. And that works better for me mentally. Same with all the decorations that I put out. What was it? Was it 2 years ago, I believe it was? I think it was about 2 years ago that I went and got new Christmas decorations for the inside of my house. Yep, I hit Dollar Tree. Because they have the coolest stuff, and decorated my house with that, and it felt good, guys. It felt good. I have 12 totes out there, about 12 big totes filled with Christmas stuff from years gone past, and it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much to take it all out, hang it all up, put it all up all over, take it all down, pack it away. It got to be too much. A lot of us, as we get older, it's just like, I still love Christmas, but I can't do what I used to. Let's just put it there. I can't do what I used to. So now I just have two little totes, or not little, but two totes of new Christmas decor that I put out, and it feels good. It feels good because I don't look at any of it and go, oh my gosh, I remember that. I don't do that now. That's what I have to do for my own mental health. Everybody's different, but I'm to the point where no, I may get past it someday. I don't know. Maybe I will get past this and be able to pull everything out again. But oh, the memories, not just of my own kids, but when my grandkids were younger and they'd come and stay with me, and the things that they loved that I had out that they'd play with and sit with and what have you, I look at that too, and it's like, oh, ooh, ouch, you know, ouch in the heart to think of that last year that I put all my regular stuff out. I'm not lying. I was miserable that Christmas. I was miserable. I was sitting here looking at everything that, you know, that was associated with my kids, with my grandkids when they were younger, and I literally sat in this chair and I just said, I can't do this. This hurts. Too many memories surrounding me. And when you live alone, as I've said a million times, those memories can just overwhelm you. They can overwhelm you when you live alone, because as I've said before, there is no one around to take away, or just to, I don't know, just to not be focused on it. To not be focused on it. There's no one around to help with that. So maybe you guys feel the same way. Maybe maybe you feel like pulling everything out is too much work because you're older, and then having to put it up and then having to put it away. The two totes that I have, I'm not going to rush through on a day and just, you know, I'm not going to rush like I always do. I'll do it as I feel like doing it. You know, put this up, put that out, what have you. Because it does take work, you know. And I don't know, it's just different when you live alone. It has a different feel. But I still love Christmas. It's just, it changes when you live alone. And you have to adapt to it. You have to adapt to, well, I'm alone in all of this decor and what have you. And it kind of changes the way you feel about it. If people are honest about it that live alone, it does. It just makes it feel different. And I have seen videos where people are saying, I can't do it anymore. The memories are too painful. This just brings up too many emotions that I can't cope with. You know, that kind of thing. And, excuse me. And I understand that. I truly understand it because, as I've said before in other videos, memories can be very painful. They can hurt. It's like, God, that'll never happen again. That will never be again in my life. In a way, I'm hoping that I will get over this and that someday I can pull out my big tree and decorate it with all the old ornaments. I mean, I have some ornaments going back to when one of my nephews was a young boy, and that's decades ago. And then the ones that my kids made in school, you know, all those type of things, it's just very hard for me. So when I was talking to Desiree at the store, she said, I'm going to be just like you. She said, once my kids, she goes, I am treasuring my time with my kids now because I know the time is coming when I'm going to look around the house and they're gone. She goes, they're gone. And she goes, and I'm going to be like you. It's going to hurt too much. And I said, yeah, it does. It really, I guess it just depends on what kind of person you are. But in my case, yep, too many memories surrounding me, all alone in the house. Can't do it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to chat with you about what, we discussed over there, and how she's changing Christmas, making her kids realize that it's not about just want. It's about loving the people you're spending it with and having a little good food and a few treats and treasuring Christmas Day, not just what's under the tree. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful that she's doing that to teach her children. It's not about just looking at mom as, the bank to say, I want more, give me more. I think it's wonderful, but yeah, it was just kind of it was strange that we got into that conversation. So, but like she was saying, people are hurting so badly all over the place. People are struggling, they're scared, they're worried. She goes, I hear it. Everybody is worried about how they're going to handle the holidays financially. And it's like, yeah, everything's gone up so much. There was a time you could buy several toys for your kids and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg, Not anymore, especially with them wanting electronic stuff and other things. Yeah, so it was an interesting conversation. Are you guys changing things up? I know I made a video about, different thoughts on Christmas. But that just came, I just wanted to talk about it because it was weird that we got into that conversation, and I thought, how strange that she tuned in immediately. It was just immediately, and I don't even know how we got started on conversation of Christmas. I really don't. I think I just asked her how she was doing, and then she mentioned something about the holidays coming up, something like that. But yeah, guys, it was interesting. It was an interesting conversation, and right now I'm looking at all my fall stuff, and of course I'm going to keep it up all November. But as I look at it, I'm also thinking, oh my God, the work of putting it all away, because there's a lot. I have a lot of fall stuff out. Yeah, the thought of putting it all away is like, oh my God, kind of daunting. And then pulling out the Christmas stuff to do that. So I'm kind of getting how my landlord has just let it all go. Like he said, we got rid of all our Christmas stuff. We're done with all of that. I kind of get where he's coming from. My parents, on the other hand, up until they died, they still decorated their house. They still decorated their house inside, and my dad used to have a light-up sleigh with Santa and some reindeer that he put out front, They still decorated. But they were together. They were together, so it was enjoyable for them to share it together. Now my landlord, he's still married, but they've just decided they're done with it all. It's just too much work. So yeah, I'm doing my best to keep it going, for my own spirit, to keep the spirit of Christmas alive. I don't see my two older grandsons very much anymore. They don't come over very often. They used to stay with me all the time when they were younger, but it's different now. But I do have a 6-year-old grandson and a 3-year-old granddaughter, so I want them to feel Christmas when they walk in Grandma's, I'll be seeing my grandson Jack, who's 6, and my daughter this afternoon. They're coming over, and yeah, I don't know. Just kind of one of those, kind of one of those moods, guys, where it's like, I'm looking around right now and thinking, oh man, I gotta put all this fall stuff away, which I hate to look at it that way, but I'm telling you, as you get older, more and more things become harder to keep up with. It just does. I don't know, maybe it's because you've done it for so long that it's almost like been there, done that, I'm done. You know what I mean? Been there, done that. I don't know what it is. But I know that in living alone, it makes, for me personally, it makes it a lot harder to bring that spirit alive, even decorating for fall. I love decorating for fall and stuff, but when I was done, I looked at it and I said, well, it's there for me, I guess. So yeah. Just kind of a Sunday chat. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you have a good week ahead, and I'm sure a lot of you are thinking about, the upcoming holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, thinking about it in one way or another, good or bad. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, and in talking to her, like she said, everything is so outrageously expensive, and we just don't want our kids to think that that's all it's all about. And I think that's wonderful, because as I've said before, I didn't grow up with a tree full of gifts. We got a couple of gifts to appreciate. And so yeah, guys, just kind of a lazy Sunday. I got my heater turned on yesterday. It was so nice this morning. It was so cold. Turned my heater on and the house is warm in a few minutes. It was wonderful. That warmth, I was like, oh God, this feels good. So I'm happy about that. But anyway, guys, just wanted to talk to you all, and hope you have the beginning of a good week this coming week. So you guys take care, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good one, guys. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.